So now we're going to talk about OR probabilities with what's called not mutually exclusive events. So here's the difference, and I've underlined not twice because there's a difference between mutually exclusive and not mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive were things that cannot happen at the same time. Not mutually exclusive are things that can happen at the same time. And I know it seems kind of backwards, so you just need to make sure that you remember the difference between the two. So not mutually exclusive are things that can happen at the same time. So an example would be rolling a 4 that is also even, because 4 is an even number. Another example could be drawing a 7 that is also a red card, because there are 2 red 7s in the deck. Our formula here looks similar to the one for mutually exclusive. However, we need to take into account the things that are happening at the same time. So the difference in this formula here is that we are going to subtract what is being repeated, okay? Because we're going to have something that's going to occur here in the probability of A, and it's also going to occur here in the probability of B. So we need to subtract what is being repeated, because otherwise we're going to count it 2 times. Okay, and it's going to be easier to understand once we see that first example. So here's example number 1. It says, find the probability that the spinner will stop on an even number or a number greater than 5. So we have the probability of an even number or a number greater than 5. And I'm just going to use this to kind of write this. So we want the probability of an even number plus the probability of being greater than 5, and we're going to subtract the probability of being even and greater than 5. So a real easy way to help you figure out the correct one here is, let's write down all of our even numbers on a spinner. And now it's not mentioned here, but I'll tell you that our spinner goes from 1 to 8. So what are the even numbers on the spinner? 2, 4, 6, and 8. So 2, 4, 6, and 8. So there are 4 numbers out of 8 altogether. How many numbers are greater than 5 on the spinner? Well, we have 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to list them. 6, 7, and 8. 3 numbers, so 3 out of 8. I'm going to add these. And now we need to figure out what is being repeated. So what do you see listed under even that you also see listed underneath greater than 5? The 6s and the 8s. So how many things were being repeated here? 2 things, the 6 and the 8. So we're going to subtract 2 over 8. And that gives us our probability of 5 over 8, which doesn't simplify. So copy down example number 2. Okay, we're using that same 1 through 8 spinner from example number 1. Try it on your own. So here we have the probability of an odd number or less than 5. So we want the probability of odd plus the probability of less than 5 minus the probability of odd and less than 5. So our odd numbers on the spinner would be 1, 3, 5, and 7. The numbers less than 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that gives us 4 out of 8 plus 4 out of 8 minus 1 and 3 are being repeated. So there's 2 things that are being repeated. So I subtract 2 over 8 and I get 6 over 8, which reduces to 3 over 4.